Just when you thought that things couldn't get any more crazier with Black Ops 4, well, it just got a whole lot crazier. According to a few more leaks, apparently there are some changes that are coming to the multiplayer of Black Ops 4, and well, it doesn't really seem all that great. Nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and cover it all for you guys and share my thoughts on what I think about some of these changes. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So let's go ahead and cut right into the chase. Apparently, Charlie Intel came out with some news today talking about how Black Ops 4's multiplayer is going to be something similar to that of Overwatch's. Now, if you guys don't know what Overwatch is, it's basically another first-person shooter game out there, but it is completely different from Call of Duty in the sense that has nothing to do with it, first of all, and on top of that, the way the game plays is just drastically different from what Call of Duty plays like. So for us to hear something like that it's going to be similar to something like Overwatch's multiplayer, it's a bit of a shocker. So let me just go ahead and quickly read something off of the article from Charlie Intel's website and then go ahead and dive right into more about what this all could mean. So basically, the leak that the user posted said that the new multiplayer information has been confirmed by more than one source, so now I can talk more about it publicly. As of 2 days ago, multiplayer was in the worst state you have ever seen in a Call of Duty multiplayer mode. Sources who have playtested the mode claim that it is less like a Call of Duty mode and more like a Call of Duty Overwatch or a Call of Duty Lawbreakers. And then he goes on to say something like, remember how I said the game has simultaneously boots on the ground and advanced movement? Well, I can elaborate on that a little bit more too. The game was going to take the hero or specialist system from Black Ops 3 and take it to the next level. Perks were basically removed completely and had instead been morphed into a strange kind of kill streak. Normal kill streaks as we know them, for example, Harrier, Jets, or Chopper Gunners, didn't in fact exist in this version of Black Ops 4. Instead, you got highly powerful perks, one of which was a movement alteration. It literally changed your movement from boots on the ground to something very strongly resembling Black Ops 3's advanced movement systems. He then goes on to say that this fell flat with the playtesters. They didn't like it at all. It was deemed an unfair portrayal of Call of Duty and something that wouldn't resonate with fans in the slightest. So as of the last playtest, things are changing. Actual kill streaks are being entered into the game and the hero systems are being scaled back a little bit. What this means is that the game is in fact beginning to resemble more and more the state of the game in Black Ops 3. What this means for the future of Black Ops 4, I don't know. Currently, my information does not stretch to what the mode will become, only to what it recently was. With the community reveal only weeks away, I am truly concerned for Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and even more concerned for Treyarch as a development studio. This is tighter than it has ever been before. Now, before we get any further into this topic, I just want to go ahead and make it clear that this is just in fact a leak. We don't know anything for sure unless we hear from Treyarch themselves on May 17th when the worldwide reveal takes place. So even though a lot of powerful sources are bringing out similar news, we should still take it with a tiny grain of salt because we really haven't heard anything from Treyarch or Activision themselves officially. However, assuming that these leaks are real, how do I feel about this? Well, one, hearing that we're having both boots on the ground and advanced movement, that kind of puzzles me for a second. Like, what does it mean that it's going to have both different movement systems? And not to mention the part where he talked about how that you're going to have a kill streak system where you're going to start off with boots on the ground and then eventually you're going to have advanced movement based on how many kills you're getting. It just doesn't make any sense at all. First of all, that takes unfairness to a whole nother level. And number two, yeah, boots on the ground is something that people have been wanting for many years now and have finally gotten it with World War II. And then at the same time, when it comes to the advanced movement system, Black Ops 3 probably did it the best. Combining the two and putting them into the same game, into the same mode is one, just very odd. And number two, it sounds more chaotic than having one over the other. Another thing that came up in my mind is that specialists are going to return from Black Ops 3 and that it's going to be, quote, taken to the next level. Now, when specialists first came out, I personally wasn't that affected by it. I didn't think it made Call of Duty feel less like Call of Duty and that it just added a really tiny twist to the game. But then again, there are a lot of people as well who kind of want to just get rid of the specialist system and go back to that traditional Call of Duty multiplayer that we all knew and loved. But now it seems like they're bringing back specialists and that they're going to evolve them in a way where they're basically going to be taking over things such as kill streaks. Essentially, these specialist abilities are going to become the kill streaks. And me personally, I do not like that one bit. In fact, Call of Duty is known for kill streaks. If you look at every other first-person shooter out there, nobody really has a kill streak system or a score streak system, anything like Call of Duty does. Honestly, that's what makes Call of Duty so much more different than its competitors. And that's one thing that they're failing to realize. As these games are coming out year by year, have you guys been noticing that the score streaks and the kill streaks are getting more and more weaker by the game? Because that's something that I personally have noticed. And honestly, it seems like it's a very small aspect of Call Call of Duty, but it is one of the major things that make Call of Duty feel like Call of Duty, and if they don't focus on that, they're gonna be losing their touch of who they were. Not to mention seeing how they're already starting to copy a lot of other games and what they do well, they're really starting to lose a sense of who they were. And now just hearing something like kill streaks being taken away completely and being replaced with a specialist system that's similar to the hero system in Overwatch, that's just, I don't even know what to say to that. And reading this article and assuming that once again this is real, the one thing that's concerning me the most is how the playtesters played this game a couple of weeks ago and they didn't like it at all, and it's being completely scrapped, and that Treyarch is backpedaling and trying to go back to the way things were originally with the traditional multiplayer that we've seen in Call of Duty. The reason why this is concerning is because we literally have the reveal coming up within a month, and the game is not going to be released until 5 months from now, which really isn't that long if you think about it. So for them to like backpedal and try to scrap all the ideas that they had for this new version of multiplayer and try to bring it back to the traditional way it was 5 months before it's going to be released, that just screams concerning louder than anything else. However, this isn't the first time we are hearing these leaks. Apparently, according to a lot of different sources that are credible, they've had this news for a while now. Some people had this news as far back as March of 2018, even February of 2018. But no one really wanted to come out just then and talk about how Black Ops 4 was going to have multiplayer, but it was going to be completely different in something like Overwatch's. And I don't really blame them, because when you first hear about these leaks, well, they seem ridiculous. They seem like unimaginable that Call of Duty is going to scrap everything that they've done for the past 10 years, and instead of evolving based on what they did, they're going to evolve based on what another game was doing, especially a game that was nowhere near like Call of Duty to begin with. But as more and more sources are getting the same story, the more things are lining up with the other leak that we got about how it's not getting campaign and how some games such as Overwatch didn't have a campaign. It all does somewhat line up. In the end, my reaction to all of this whenever I'm thinking about Black Ops 4 is basically,
no, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
but then again, like I said, these are all just leaks. At the same time, who knows? What if this actually could be a good thing? Now, I know that sounds crazy, right? It sounds completely crazy. But at the same time, this is Treyarch. This is David Vonderhaar we're talking about. And these are the guys who never really let us down in the past before. I mean, think about it. When we first heard that Black Ops 3 was going to have wall running in the game, people did freak out a little bit. They were like, dude, this is not Call of Duty anymore. This is not how we're going to play the game, or we want to play the game, that they need to scrap this idea completely. But when Black Ops 3 finally came out, people saw that they actually enjoyed the wall running for once, and that out of all the advanced movement games, Black Ops 3 is the one that hit it out of the ballpark. But then again, Infinite Warfare did copy Black Ops 3's movement system. So in a way, between Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 is the one that completely killed it. So in a way, Treyarch has done things that are out of the ordinary. So I do kind of trust them, but this is a news that kind of gets me a little bit nervous, that kind of gets me a little bit worried. But once again, we just need to stay patient and see what happens on May 17th. And now I'm just more eager to find out what Black Ops 4 is about than ever before. But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I know that there's probably a few things that I didn't really cover as much as maybe some of the other YouTubers did, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update on just what is going on generally. Now, if you guys want the link to the article that I was referring to within this video, I'll go ahead and leave everything you need to know, or everything you need if you want to read upon it, down in the description below. So go ahead and check that out. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon so you'll never miss an upload, and follow me on my social media accounts to stay connected. And I appreciate every single one of you guys who are helping me get to my goal of 1,000 subscribers. And before I get out of here, what do you guys think about Black Ops 4 not having, you know, a traditional multiplayer like it did in the past, that it's going to be something similar to Overwatch? Do you guys think that these leaks are credible, or do you think that this is all just a load of crap and that we're all being bamboozled in a way, and that Black Ops 4 is not going to disappoint us? Just leave your thoughts in the comment below if you want. I'm always there looking at what you guys have to say, so it'll be interesting to have a conversation about this topic. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.